Hey there, my name is Matt DeWald. I'm the community manager at Red 5 Studios. I'm joined here today by...
I'm James McCauley, the executive producer on the project.
I'm Mark Kern, I'm the CEO.
And I'm Scott Youngblood, lead designer.
So we're going to show you a little bit of Firefall today, and people that are playing in this demo are actually Scott and James. James is the assault battle frame that's here in the back.
What's up, what's happening?
And Scott was the medic that just gave him a wave. He's going to try to keep James healed.
Hi. So, Firefall is a game that we really felt the world was ready for. This is a game I've wanted to make for a very, very long time.
Yeah, me too. I really wanted to take the action-oriented, combat and really meld it with a couple of the elements from MMOs and other genres.
Yeah, so first and foremost, we're a team-based action shooter, and we wanted to make sure that we had a kick-ass shooter before we added anything else to it. So what we're showing you off at PAX and what we're showing off in this demo right now is just a small example of the cooperative open world campaign that we've created.
Yeah, some people have asked, is there any dice rolling, or is this other MMOs that try to incorporate action? It's no, we start with pure shooter mechanics here.
What James and Scott are actually doing right now is a thumper mission to mine some crystite, which is a resource. It's pretty important in the world. It allows them to upgrade their equipment, their battle frames, their backpacks, their army tech tree, and as a base form of currency.
It's important to point out that you can drop this anywhere in the world where, this is all part of our dynamic encounter system.
Now what we're actually putting down here, calling down, is a thumper, which is unlocked through your army tech tree. We're pretty excited about giving you shared common goals with your friends to unlock certain tech. And so in this case we have a thumper which is mining the crystite, but it also happens to make a lot of noise, which is attracting the attention of all these spiderites.
Which is a pretty heavy nod to movies like Starship Troopers and Dune, to give you that sense of, oh my god, we're being attacked, we need to take care of this as quickly as possible.
Your last stand.
Yeah, definitely want to add that pacing, add that kind of mini-game element where you're kind of balancing how many resources you can acquire versus, being overwhelmed by the bugs.
Yeah, it definitely scales over time. I mean, good players may be able to get the whole thing full. Others might have to try a few times to get it there.
So you'll notice we're switching between weapons here. Virtually everything in Firefall is customizable. We really wanted to allow you to customize your equipment to your playstyle. So here I'm using the standard issue assault rifle. We were just on the plasma cannon, which is all about dishing out splash damage, which is great for these spiderites. But you can actually install modules to these weapons to change how they fire. So you can customize fire rate, accuracy, reload time, and even give alt fires to your custom signature weapon.
And not just weapons, but also your abilities. So you might have seen James earlier perform an ability called Crater, which throws him up in the air and slams him down on the ground. It's just a small example of our abilities. Players can combine different abilities to create some emergent gameplay.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what players come up with between, the different abilities and how they combo with each other and how they combine with the gunplay.
All of our abilities are physics-based and skill-based, so you have to know when to trigger goes against Cruz.
Oh, nice shot there,
and James
man.
leveled
nice
up
shot.
there, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we have leveling in case this is nice.
So all of those abilities require a lot of skill to use, so James missed that quite often during our demos.
Hey.
Even at PAX during the live demos, we both missed when we were trying to do them. So it actually does require a little bit of skill there.
Well, and one thing that we really want to point out is that, even though we are a skill physics-based game, we're really shooting to make this very accessible to players who may not have the Twitch skills like James.
Thank you, Scott.
I'm pretty sure Mark's the one that died 6 times in a row.
I'm a whole reason to heal.
Yes, we had to add dev cheats for the demo.
So you'll also notice that we've been switching between first and third person perspective. This was something that we heavily debated internally for a while, whether we were a first person shooter or a third person shooter. Ultimately we decided that there are opportunities to use both situationally, and so depending on what weapon you have, what enemies you're up against, that there are times when you want to switch. So
I like how our sheer inability to decide actually resulted in a cool feeling.
Yeah, it's a bonus for the player. So once you've collected all these resources, you can upgrade not just your weapons, not your battle frame, not just your backpack, but you'll also be able to get a really slamming mustache.
But you gotta earn it, man. You gotta unlock that.
That's a heavy duty unlock. That's like killing the boss creatures right there. So James just picked up a backpack, and he's going to hop on this dropship to fly to a nearby city in order to equip that. Now, when we're flying over, we really wanted to show off that we have an open world that is actually lush and dynamic and has various things going on.
Now, a lot of people thought that the guys below us traveling with us and fighting on the Thunder were bots, but they're actually very offended because
they had practiced so
Steven
much.
and Brian, and they practice a lot, and they just want you guys to know that they're human beings.
Yeah, this is a large-scale game. You'll be sharing the space with hundreds of players. And for PAX, I really tried to convince Matt to let me put 2 more computers in the closet at the booth, but he said no to that one.
It was a tiny closet.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day,
they would not have fit.
It was pretty
so that's
tiny.
just sad.
So we did think it'd be pretty cool to have certain events happen based on time of day. And so whether it's you're signing in at night, or maybe it's time of week, or maybe even time of year, we'll be offering different content. Maybe you'll see different creatures, you'll have different dynamic missions, you'll see certain things happening that aren't always there. You can see down below lots of activity, lots of action, people on missions, NPCs going about their business, creatures going up to that town. The whole world is a persistent world. Things are continuing to happen even when you're not online.
I'm surprised no one ever mentions the statue.
Yeah, no.
So down below you'll see some foreshadowing of what's about to happen in the video. Looks like we have some Chosen.
That's a big word, foreshadowing.
The Chosen are actually a very evil race. There's some bad guys, and they've emerged from the melding, and we don't really fully know what they're after, other than they're trying to kill us off.
For those of you that don't know, the melding is an energy storm that's engulfed the majority of the planet at this point, and everything you've seen here is in the eye of the melding storm, a place called New Eden. And so the Chosen definitely have emerged from there, and we don't know where they come from. But they are definitely the evil race.
Here we are in Dredge. This city was founded on top of the last known crystite deposit outside of the melding. It's a very important place for the core to protect, so it's also going to allow us to upgrade our equipment.
Yeah, this is one of our hubs, right? We wanted to take the social aspect of some of these other games and integrate them into shooters. Place to meet up with other players, get on missions together, join armies, tech up, buy, sell, trade, all that sort of stuff.
Have a wiki whacker. We wanted to have kind of a sense of the wild, wild west here, the kind of the gold rush, as people are rushing to Dredge to find crystite. And so we've tried to make it feel like a bit of a shady community. Some of the characters here are...
seamy, I think was the word.
Yes, seamy mining facilities.
We looked it up.
So we're heading down now to a forge. This piece of equipment will allow us to use that new epic pack that we just got out in the field.
Here we are at the forge. This is where you actually upgrade all of your equipment. We're going to go ahead and install this new backpack that we got down on the beach. Now the backpack actually powers all of your abilities and even some of your weapons. So in this case we've just been given a new ability called Shockwave, which we'll get to see here shortly.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that every thing like a battleframe or backpack has slots in it, and these slots you can put different tech modules in, and that's what gives you different abilities and different capabilities in your battleframe. Really about your equipment.
It should be noted real quick that this attack that's happening, the Chosen are attacking Dredge. This is all a dynamic event. It's one of our world events. So when you go to Dredge, it's not always under attack. This may or may not happen depending on when you're here or what else is happening in the world. So we really wanted to make sure that the world felt like it was alive and that things were changing, and whenever you logged in, you had a different experience. And so this is just a small example of that. So we also worked with the Chosen, speaking of iteration design. Originally the Chosen were a lot smaller than they are here. And we felt that they didn't feel very imposing when we were attacking. So it's really important to increase their size, make them more visible, make them feel more threatening.
Enough about the Chosen. What's that guy up there, man?
So that's an example of our melding titan, or a melding titan, that's attacking Dredge. It's a pretty powerful creature. It's going to take a lot more than just handguns to defeat it, so James is headed over to a nearby turret in order to try to attack the creature and get rid of it before it destroys Dredge.
So it's important to note that if you don't defend a town, it's going to be completely taken over by the Chosen. But that in turn is going to create new dynamic missions to retake the town.
Yeah, it doesn't just respawn after a while. You'll actually have to fight as a team, join up with other players, and actually take it back.
And you really do care about these towns. All of them have things that are unique to them, so your access to them is something that you should care about.
That's Firefall for you. We're really excited about it, and we're going to release it at the end of 2011 online for download and play for absolutely free. Feel free to join us on our forums at firefallthegame.com. We hope you enjoyed the game.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Nah.